How to fix Gamingtcui.Dll error in Forza Horizon 4. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, our team is diving deep into a critical launch failure affecting the Steam edition of Forza Horizon 4. When attempting to boot the game, many systems are abruptly halted by a fatal system error stating that the Gamingtcui.Dll file is missing from the Windows directory. We analyzed this error extensively in our testing environments to bring you a comprehensive, step-by-step resolution guide. Our initial diagnostic approach involved analyzing the runtime libraries that the game engine relies on. Many users naturally assume that uninstalling and completely reinstalling all Visual C++ runtimes will resolve this issue. However, during our extensive testing, we confirmed that this standard procedure fails to eliminate the error in this specific scenario. The reason the runtime reset fails is because Gamingtcui.Dll is uniquely tied to the Windows Gaming UI API rather than standard C++ redistributables. Therefore, cycling those libraries simply rewrites unrelated files while leaving the missing component completely unaddressed. We had to dig much deeper into the operating system architecture to find a permanent fix. Moving forward with the diagnostics, we strongly recommend verifying the integrity of the game files as a foundational troubleshooting step. This process scans your local installation block by block against the master repository on the server to replace any corrupted data. It is a long process, but it serves as an excellent baseline check for game stability. To execute this, simply navigate to your game library, right-click on Forza Horizon 4, and select Properties from the context menu. Under the Local Files tab, click the button to verify the integrity of game files and allow the system to complete its exhaustive scan. While our testing showed this might not solve the DLL issue directly, it ensures no secondary corruption exists. When application-level repairs fail, we must escalate to operating system-level diagnostics using the deployment. You need to open the command prompt as an administrator to run system-level commands with elevated privileges. This is crucial for modifying core Windows components. Inside the elevated command prompt, type the command DISM exe/online/cleanupimage/restorehealth and press Enter. This specific command instructs Windows to connect to update servers and download fresh copies of core system files to replace any corrupted local equivalents. You must restart your computer after the process reaches 100% to test if the issue is resolved. In our controlled environment tests, we found that even a successful DISM restoration might not pull the specific Gamingtcui.Dll file required by the game. The error often persists because the file is highly specific to certain Xbox ecosystem integrations that DISM sometimes overlooks. We recognized that a direct file deployment would be necessary. We must issue a critical warning regarding manual file replacements based on our forensic analysis. We observed that taking a random DLL file from the internet and dropping it into the system folder often triggers a completely different crash. Specifically, using mismatched architecture files will result in a fatal 0xC00000007B application error. This 0xC00000007B error code translates to an invalid image format, meaning you have likely placed a 32-bit file into a 64-bit operating system directory, or vice versa. Our team strictly advises against using unverified repository sites for this exact reason. You must obtain the pristine, original file matching your system architecture. To guarantee a successful repair, we secured the exact, original 64-bit Gamingtcui.Dll file extracted directly from a fully functional Windows installation. Utilizing a verified original file eliminates the risk of introducing malware or causing further application misconfigurations. This specific file must be integrated into the core Windows directory. The destination for this critical component is the System32 folder located within your primary Windows drive. You must navigate to your C drive, open the Windows folder, and scroll down until you locate the System32 directory. This folder acts as the central nervous system for your operating system's shared libraries. Once you have safely downloaded the verified DLL, you need to copy it directly into the System32 folder. Because this is a protected system directory, Windows will prompt you to provide administrator permission to complete the file transfer. Click Continue on the security prompt to finalize the placement of the file. After pasting the file, we always recommend verifying its presence by using the search bar within the System32 folder. Typing the file name into the search field will confirm that the operating system has indexed the newly added component. This ensures the file did not accidentally drop into a nested subfolder. Simply dropping the file is sometimes insufficient. The Windows registry must be made aware of its existence. Open a new command prompt with administrator privileges to manually register the dynamic link library. This forces the operating system to map the new file into its active memory architecture. In the command window, type regsfor32 Gamingtcui.Dll and execute the command. You should receive a dialog box confirming that the registration succeeded, effectively binding the file to the system. This step bridges the gap between a dormant file and an active system resource. Before launching the game, it is vital to clear any residual cache files that might hold onto the previous error state. Press the Windows key and R simultaneously to open the Run dialog, then type %localappdata% and hit Enter. Delete any temporary folders associated with the game to ensure a clean initialization. Since the game relies heavily on Windows gaming services, resetting the store cache is a proactive measure we highly recommend. Open the Run dialog again and type wsreset exe to purge the store's background data. A blank command window will appear briefly and close itself once the cache is completely flushed. As a supplementary stability measure, verify that your graphics drivers are updated to their latest certified versions. Outdated driver modules can sometimes struggle to interface properly with newly registered system libraries, causing secondary rendering hitches. Use your manufacturer's dedicated software to perform a clean installation of the display drivers. With all files deployed, registered, and caches cleared, a complete system restart is the mandatory final step. Restarting flushes the random access memory and forces the operating system to load all newly registered libraries from scratch. Do not simply shut down and power back on if fast startup is enabled. Explicitly choose the restart option. Upon returning to the desktop, launch the Steam client and start Forza Horizon 4 to verify the repair. At Teknobalta, we confirmed that properly implementing this specific DLL into the System32 directory completely resolves the startup crash. Your game should now compile its shaders and transition smoothly into the main menu without any missing file warnings. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.